Hello everybody, it is Yami Fujita, and we are back with Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. Something very coincidental happened today. I was already planning on playing this. Today, Konga said it in yesterday's Mario Odyssey stream. It was already the plan to play this today and tomorrow. There might not be a stream on Friday, despite that being my birthday. There might not be a stream that day. But anyway. I was already planning on playing this, but, I have a Samsung TV, and it has the Samsung TV app, which is a broadcasting app. So it gives you a bunch of, live channels, whether it's movies or shows. It has a lot of anime channels, and one of the channels that it has is the Crunchyroll. It has a Crunchyroll channel, which I didn't realize Crunchyroll had a broadcasting channel. And so coincidentally they were playing Danganronpa. They were playing the show version of Danganronpa, and thank goodness that it was a part that I am already well past, because I would have been very upset if it was showing me a part of the game that I had not reached yet. So they were showing the part where the second class trial was on the way. So, we're already way past that. We're on the fourth one. Thank goodness for that. But also watching that made me realize once again, it affirmed my choice to play this with Japanese dub, not English. I strongly prefer the Japanese dub, which is the case for just about any anime that I watch or any anime game that I play. I still remember when somebody came in the chat and asked why I was playing this with Japanese audio. I really don't understand why it's an issue for me to do that. Just because I don't speak Japanese doesn't mean I can't do that. I want to learn the language, so watching that show with the English dubs, that affirmed my decision to play this with Japanese audio. The characters sound so much better. But anyway, we are ready to begin the fourth class trial. I still did not watch the last stream that I did. I had all that time to. I still did not watch the last part. But there really is not much. Like, I can just look through the truth bullets and get an idea of everything that happened. Like, there was like almost no time in that investigation. Hang on. Alright, yeah, there was very little time for us to actually investigate anything. We did find some stuff, but the investigation was over sooner than any other investigation. So, which leads me to think that this might not be a very long trial. The guide video that I have up for the class trial is nearly 2 hours long, so actually that would mean that we're in for a very long class trial. Unfortunately, I had to use the bathroom, which took up a lot of time of the stream, but once I start this trial, I'm not going to be able to finish it. So I really do not think that this stream is going to be done until after 9 o'clock. Because this is going to be a long class trial. But I really need to do my best to stop struggling. Especially when I'm looking directly at the guide videos to help me through some of this stuff. So... So let's just get through this. And this is the second to last one. Second to last one. But yes, as you can already see on the Monokuma file, it's always a character that I'm not expecting and somebody who I don't want. But our second to last victim, well, I don't know how many more people are gonna go after her, but our next victim is Sakura. Just sitting slumped dead in a chair in the rec room. The time of death was estimated to be around noon. The body was discovered in the rec room on the 3rd floor. There is evidence of a strong blow to the head, again, just like Chihiro, and just like Taka and Hifumi. No other injuries were noted, however, it seems that at some point the victim suffered from violent vomiting of blood. We saw remnants of that on her lips. Now, some other things that we discovered. There's 21 things in here. 21 things. That's a lot. Yeah, this is definitely going to be a long trial. Now, we might have a recess in this trial because, again, they didn't get to do much investigating. Despite having found so much stuff, the investigation did not last long at all. Alright. A chair had been jammed against the door within the rec room, blocking access from the outside. But it is believed that the killer did this to create a locked room scenario. There's the picture of her body. Sakura was found dead, seated in a chair, slumping forward. Traces of blood were found around her mouth, presumably from when she vomited blood. However, there was no injury or indication as to why she would be vomiting blood. Now, here was another thing. A blood stain was found in front of the shelf of the magazines. In front of a shelf of magazines. The blood is presumed to be Sakura's. If it's anybody else's, that's gonna be a shock. There is currently no explanation for how a bloodstain would have appeared so far away from where the victim was found. Exactly, that's something that we're really gonna have to determine in this trial. Why is there blood so far away from where the body is? Move ourselves over some. Alright. Polka dot candy wrapper. At one point, Aoi had been injured and taken to the nurse's office. After she was taken care of, she gave a piece of candy to Sakura, which had this type of wrapper. According to Aoi, she had monopolized this candy as soon as it had become available, so obtaining a piece would have been difficult to impossible. Okay, let me look at that again. She had monopolized this candy as soon as it had become available. She took all of it when it was available. So obtaining a piece would have been difficult to impossible. But she said she gave a piece to Sakura. We found this on the floor. Glass shards on the floor of the rec room. There were pieces of red glass scattered near the table in the rec room. After finding the top and bottom pieces, it was concluded that the shards must have come from a bottle. Figure on the floor. A Monokuma figure was found laying on the rec room floor. It would fit roughly in the palm of your hand. The Monokuma bottles. There are a number of red bottles on a shelf in the rec room. Inside each bottle is a Monokuma figure with chess pieces in its hand. Additionally, there seems to be some kind of unknown correlation between the bottles. An empty protein drink. An empty protein drink was found near the rec room door. The container had a label reading Chem A2. The shards of glass from the window that was broken to get into the room were both around and underneath the container. Now, this is an interesting one here. The locker handprints. Fresh handprints were found inside the rec room's open locker. Since the locker was open before they opened the locker room, there's no way someone was hiding in there before they arrived. Again, so since the locker was open before they opened the locked room. But how do we know that, though? Like, what do you mean there's no way someone was hiding in there? If the locker was open before the locked room was opened, that to me, I remember thinking this, that to me means that somebody was hiding in there waiting for her, or she was hiding in there waiting for somebody else. Aoi's account. Sakura had written notes to Toko, Byakuya, and Yasuhito asking them to meet her in the rec room by noon. That's when the death happened, at noon. She had slid these notes underneath each person's room door. Byakuya confirmed that he received Sakura's note, but also claimed that he never went to see her, and had not seen her at all that day. At this point, I'm convinced that Byakuya and Toko are never gonna actually kill anybody. Like, at this point, I'm convinced that they're gonna survive. And Toko confirmed that she received Sakura's note, but also claimed that she never went to see her. I mean, I guess you can say it's because they didn't trust her, didn't trust the note. Alright, pocket trash. A small bit of garbage accidentally fell out of Yasuhito's pocket. This is why he's at the top of my list. It was a piece of paper with the red polka dots on it. It's the same wrapper from that candy that Aoi had. That's why those two are both at the top of my list right now. Oh, what was that doing in your pocket? Alright, yellow powder was found on Sakura's foot. Or found in her shoe, I should say. There was also powder in the chemistry lab, but we'll get there. Kyoko's examination summary. Sakura suffered 2 blows to the head, not 1. No blood was found on either of her hands. Okay. The Monokuma bottle experiment. All of the Monokuma bottles appear to be roughly the same weight, however, when the bottle shards were weighed against an intact bottle, the shards were found to be heavier. That I'm trying to piece together why that is. Why is this bottle heavier than all the other ones? And how did the person know that this bottle was going to be heavier than the other ones? The magazine dying message. It has Toko's name written in it. In blood. And on the magazine shelf, one magazine had been put back upside down. Inside this magazine, Toko's name had been written in blood. It is assumed that whoever wrote it used their finger to do so. So there's a chance that Sakura wrote Toko's name out in her blood, or using her own blood, to possibly frame Toko. But I really don't know if it's her. Byakuya and Toko both claim that they never once saw her. Well, what were you doing then? Chemistry lab shelf. Now, on the shelf in the chemistry lab, section A contains supplements, section B contains reagents, and section C contains harmful chemicals. A bottle of poison labeled as Section C had been placed in Section A of the shelf. Okay. Source of the powder. A bottle that says C4. There was a broken bottle in front of the chemistry lab shelf, which was labeled Chem C4. The powder on the floor is assumed to have come from this. According to Byakuya, the powder would have to have been spilled after the incident took place. After. So he thinks that this happened after the incident happened. Alright, well. Again, we'll have plenty of time to talk about all this. Footprints in the powder. Someone had left footprints in the powder spilled in the chemistry lab. This is the last one. These footprints appeared only near the leftmost section of the shelf. From this, it can be assumed that the suspect only had business in this area. In the leftmost section, which I believe the leftmost section is Section A. But again, then why were their bottles switched around? Why did one end up on the floor? And there's just so much that we'll need to discuss. Okay, dead. We got you left. Dead, dead, dead. We got you left. Yasuhiro. Dead. Kyoko. Aoi. Toko. Sakura is dead. They haven't said it yet. Celeste is dead. Dead. And dead. I'm not even gonna bother talking to anybody. Let's just go. Come on. It's time to put an end to this. I made my way towards the elevator. But with each step I took, I felt like I was moving further and further away from my goal. I could feel a chilling fear running through me, trying to make me rot from the inside out. Alright, hang on. Alright, I am seriously gonna try to move through this quicker. Than the last trial. I'm gonna try to. No matter how many times I go through this, it never gets any easier. I'm still playing this on the normal difficulty, by the way. I haven't changed anything to easy or anything like that. We climbed into our still prison in total silence. This just doesn't feel like the kind of game where that's necessary. We watched the doors close, and felt it begin its sinister descent. There's only 6 of us left. The elevator lowered, uttering its all too familiar clunking sounds. It fell lower and lower. And as suddenly as always, the ride was over. The doors opened once again. Man. Just the 6 of you, huh? Really? That's so few. You must be so lonely. You say that like it's not your fault. We're all that's left. I wonder, will the class trial end with one less classmate again, or will your school life come to an end completely? Now then, are we ready to begin? You know the drill. Find your assigned seats. And so the curtain opened for the 4th time. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. A deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith. a deadly class trial. Alright. See if I can set any more skills. These are already set. Doesn't look like I have any more skills. At this point, I'm not even sure how to gain more skills. I never bothered to look that up. Alright, let's just try to get through this quicker than the last time. I know we still have only just started, and I'm already at over a half hour into the stream, but let's just hurry up and try to get through this quicker. It's gonna be a long one. And every class trial, they add new mechanics. Oh, here she goes again. You think that we already know who did it, but we never know. Exactly, exactly, deja vu, because it's the same thing. Again, Hiro just looking very suspicious, but again, we're not coming to any conclusions right now. I can't recall anything that was said or done to make me outright accuse somebody, but Hiro is at the top of my list, but Aoi is the second person on the list. Like, because Toko is after that, because even though her name was in that book, I really don't know if it was her. Hina seems really sure that one of those three is the killer, but she must have some reason for believing that. Yeah, well, let's just hope she's not trying to hide the fact that she actually did it. Alright, let's start with Aoi's account. Okay, I gotta look at the controls again. Oops. No, circle is fast forward. Okay, triangle is to shoot. Alright. Some concrete reason why Hina suspects those three specifically. Yeah, I think it's the... I'm sure she mentioned it before. I think it's the... The last one here. Darn it, come on! Like, how am I think I had to slow focus. Which button was the focus again? Oh, R1. There we go. Because I knew it had to be that one. I gotta remember how to do that focus thing, because that's really gonna help me. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that could be that one other reason. You know, why did she want to meet with them, but all of them are saying that it never happened. You know, all of them are trying to deny that they ever even saw her. I can't disagree with Hina. There's a good reason to suspect all three of them. Then does that mean one of them did it? Oh well, again, you gotta keep going. We don't know. Alright, and up next we got Pocket Trash. That's not a lie. Okay, there's a clear contradiction in something one of them said just now. If they didn't go see Sakura, then how can they explain it? I think it's what Hito said. I really... Because why does Hito have that candy wrapper? Yeah, why does he have the trash? Yeah, there you go. Like, then why did you have that trash in your pocket? Exactly. No, but what else could it be, man? Come on. Alright, well, you admit it. You're not even sure. Like, you can't even say that definitively. But what Hito said can't be right, because Sakura could only have gotten the candy after the incident in the nurse's office. And the reason I know that is... Wait, hold on. Okay, no, hold on. This, I'm gonna need to... Like, I should know the answer. Like, I should know the answer, but let's just... Okay, yeah, I was right. It's when Sakura got the candy. That's the answer I was thinking of. Just wanted to make sure. What I meant, like, my dude, like, come on now. Like, you can't even explain.
娯楽室でオーガと会ったさ。それの何が悪いんだって？
So you now you admit that you did meet up with her. So why did you lie about it the first time?
会っただけだべ。俺は何にもしてねえって。お願い、信じて。
怪しいわね、あなた。
怪しいのはおめえの方だべ。
Now you're being defensive on top of that.
ただの逆ギレじゃねえぞ。犯人は深ワッチなんだ。その証拠だってあ
Oh
るんだから
jeez,
な。
man, like come on now, what proof do you have against? Well, I mean, we have some evidence against her. Her name was written in that magazine.
証拠って何のこと？
シャイニングメッセージだべ。
Yeah, her message, yep. What would a shining message even be?
現場に深ワって血文字があってろ。そうだ、ダイイングメッセージだべ。マイゾノッチの時にもそんなこと言ってたじゃねえか。
Yeah, just like what happened to Saika, except
それって
is this the same situation?
そうだろそうだろ。犯人は深ワッチなんだべ。
何言ってんのよ。そんなわけないじゃない。
往生際が悪いぞ。
葉隠君、あなたがそのダイイングメッセージを見つけたのはいつのこと？
Yeah, when? Because she died at noon. So if you saw that message, but you weren't in the room with us when we saw that in the magazine. Oh, so when did you see it? Yeah, like Kyoko's asking the big questions here. When did you see that message? Because you were not in the room with us when we saw it.
確かオーガの死体を発見した時だ。
Oh, when we found it?
そうだったわね。あなたは朝比奈さんから現場の捜査を禁止されていたのね。
Yeah, again, you weren't with us.
つまりダイイングメッセージを見つけたなら死体を
Sorry. Hold on. But when Kyoko found the magazine with the dying message in it, it was on the shelf.
あの雑誌ってキリギリさんが見つけた時は雑誌棚の中にあったんだよね。
そうよ。私があの雑誌を雑誌棚から取り出してそこでダイイングメッセージを見つけたのよ。
And it was upside down.
現場での捜査が始まった後でね。
So, is it possible that the killer had it on them? Or is it possible that, I don't know, like when we found it, it was upside down. But it was also closed, so...
だとするとさっきの葉隠君の発言っておかしいよね。
おかしい？何がおかしいんだべ。何もおかしくねえっての。
There's definitely something strange about what you just said, you know. Kyoko found the dying message during the investigation, in which case, that clearly contradicts what Hiro told us. Alright. A magazine dying message?
俺がダイイングメッセージを見つけたのはオーガの死体を発見した時だべ。
私がダイイングメッセージを見つけたのは捜査が始まった後だったわ。雑誌棚の中から雑誌を取り出してそこでダイイングメッセージに気づいたのよ。
それがどうしたんだって？何もおかしくねえって。
Yeah, no, what Hiro said.
俺がダイイングメッセージを見つけたのはオーガの死体を発見した時だべ。
No, come on. How was that wrong?
しまった。
俺がダイイングメッセージを見つけたのはオーガの死体を発見した時だべ。
私がダイイングメッセージを見つけたのは捜査が始まった後だったわ。雑誌棚の中から雑誌を取り出してそこでダイイングメッセージに気づいたのよ。
それがどうしたんだって。
なんもおかしくねえって。
Okay, yeah, no, I need to figure out. I need to see what this answer is then, because I thought that was gonna what Hito said was wrong. Okay, yeah, it is what Hito said, but there was something I had to do first.
俺がダイイングメッセージを見つけたのはオーガの死体を発見し。
私がダイイングメッセージを見つけたのは捜査が始まった後だったよ。
Nope, that's the wrong thing.
雑誌棚の中から雑誌を取り出して
There we go.
そこでダイイングメッセージに気づいたのよ。
それがなんもおかしくねえって。
Okay, now let's go back and fire away.
俺がダイイングメッセージを見つけたのはオーガの死体を発見した時だべ。
Come on!
私がダイイングメッセージを見つけたのは捜査が始まった後だったよ。雑誌棚の中から雑誌を取り出してそこでダイイング
それがなんもおかしくねえって。
These words just keep getting in the way.
俺がダイイングメッセージを見つけたのはオーガの死体を発見した時。
Thank you.
それは違うよ。大神さんの死体が発見された時、あの雑誌はまだ雑誌棚の中にあったんだ。キリギリさんがそれを取り出したのは捜査が始まった後のことなんだよ。
Yes.
つまり捜査の時に現場にいなかった葉隠君
You weren't
がダイイ
even
ングメッ
there.
セージを見たはずがないんだ。葉隠君、本当のこと教えてよ。君はあのダイイングメッセージをいつ見たの？
待て、話をすり替えんなって。俺がいつ見たかは問題じゃねえはずだ。
What do you mean? Why does it matter?
オーガが残したバイキングソーセージによると犯人は深ワッチで間違いねえはずだべ。
Read the Vienna sausage? What?
なんかどっちから突っ込むべきかわからなくなってきた。
Neither do I.
それがあいつの手なのよ。
そもそもあのダイイングメッセージって本当に大神さんが書いたのかしら。
はい、そんなん決まってんべ。間違いなくオーガが書いたもんだ。
Well, apparently Kyoko doesn't agree. That's why she brought it up.
100% 絶対的にオーガが書いたんだ。この俺が言うんだから間違いねえって。
Without a doubt? No, I absolutely do doubt it. There's no way Sakura wrote that message. And why is that? Oh, here we go.
証拠あんのかって。俺の占いは3割当たる。
I cannot stand this game.
役立たずだべ。俺の占いは3割当たる。オカルトは信じねえんだ。世紀末だべ。証拠あんのかって。俺の占いは3割当たる。オカルトは信じねえんだ。役立たずだべ。俺の占いは3割当たる。オカルトは信じねえんだ。
How am I missing all of these, man?
世紀末だべ。俺の占いは3割当たる。オカルトは信じねえんだ。
I'm pressing the triangle button.
世紀末だべ。期間って証拠あんの
What?
かって。
I'm pressing the triangle button. Every last button that I pushed, it was a miss. Like, but I can't stand when they play this round. Like, but I never do well on it.
僕たちは ここで諦めたりしないぞ。
証拠あんのかって。俺の占いは3割当たる。オカルトは信じねえんだ。役立たずだべ。俺の占いは3割当たる。オカルトは信じねえんだ。
Yeah, I gotta remember to reload.
証拠あんのかって。俺の占いは3割当たる。オカルトは信じねえんだ。役立たずだべ。俺の占いは3割当たる。オカルトは信じねえんだ。
Okay, final strike.
証拠あんのかって。
これで証明するよ。
Again, it's because I keep forgetting to reload.
大神さんがあのダイイングメッセージを書いたとは考えられないよ。
I'm completely unconvinced that she wrote that message. Why is that?
だってあのダイイングメッセージって指で書かれたみたいだったけど、でも彼女の死体は両手とも綺麗なままだった。
And that's
指
why
に血なんてついてなかったんだ。
her hands didn't have any blood on it. It said that in one of the Monokuma, not in the file, but it said that in one of the true bullets.
じゃあそのダイイングメッセージって誰が書いたの？
Was somebody who's trying to throw everybody off.
ひょっとして葉隠れ君が捏造したものだったりして、だからこそ彼はダイイングメッセージの存在を知っていたの。
Yeah, possibly, yeah.
はい、そうなんです。
And he's not even gonna lie about it.
あ、認めた。
He admits it. He was the one who wrote it.
やっぱりそうだ。
でもどうして捏造なんか。
To throw everybody off.
その俺がオーガを殺しちまったからだ。
So you're admitting now to killing her.
聞いてくれるか。俺の最後の話を。オーガからの呼び出しのメモを受け取った俺は約束通り昼前に娯楽室に向かったんだ。
He's not lying to anybody anymore. Like, I had a feeling it's probably not over, but I had a feeling this was not gonna be a long trial.
バカなやつめ。
そん時のことだべ。
Sorry, I was getting water. Sorry, but do you mind waiting? I asked a couple of other people to meet as well. Okay. Would you like a piece of candy? It might help give you some energy. Oh, sure, thanks.
だけどそれを最後にオーガは口を開かなくなった。しんどい沈黙だったべ。その時だった。急にオーガが何かをつぶやいたんだ。
This is it. I'm gonna end it today. I'm going to end everything.
それを聞いた瞬間、なんかひらめいちまったんだ。オーガは俺を殺す気だって。
You took that the completely wrong way.
俺を殺してここから出ていく気なんだって。俺はビビっちまって、そんで隙を見て近くの棚にあったモノクマボトルでオーガに殴りかかっちまったんだ。オーガの背後から不意の一撃を食らわしちまったんだべ。
Before she had any idea.
そうしたらオーガはぐったりしてそのまま動かなくなっちまった。
That can't be all that happened.
そこで我に返ってこのままじゃ処刑されちまうと思って。
That can't be all that happened. There was blood on the floor. She had been vomiting blood.
テーブルの上にあった雑誌に深はって血文字を残して。
No, this is not actually what happened. He's lying. He's lying. Like, it's never that simple. This is not everything that happened. There were 21 items in that report, in those truth bullet reports. There were 21 items. He brought up the glass bottle and the magazine. That's it. And the candy. That's all he said.
迷惑よ。マジに値するわ。
これが今回の事件の全貌だべ。あとは煮るなり焼くなり好きにしてくれ。
No, but he's lying in order to get everybody executed.
煮たり焼いたりなんかしないよ。処刑だよ。さくらちゃんを殺したあんたは処刑だよ。じゃあもう投票でいいよね。犯人も決まったんだしさ。
No, we don't. We still don't know who did it. No, we still don't know who did it. That story was a complete lie.
いいえ。葉隠君の話
Yeah, exactly.
まだ終わっていないはず。
There's way more to that than just what he said.
終わってないって。
He left out a whole bunch of information.
今の葉隠君の話だけでは説明のつかない彼の行動があった。
Oh, where did the blood on the floor come from then? Like, you said you wrote wrote Toko's name in blood. Where did the blood come from?
その説明を聞かない限りまだ終われないわ。
So what is it that Hito did that doesn't make sense? What he would have had to do after writing the message, it doesn't make any sense. Okay. That's not the point you're trying to make. Yeah, it's not that one. There's something with the message that doesn't make sense. Yeah, it's why it was hidden.
そういえばさっきの話には葉隠君が雑誌を隠したことの説明がなかったよね。死体が発見された時ダイイングメッセージが書かれた雑誌は雑誌棚に戻されてたけどさ、どうしてわざわざ見つかりにくい雑誌棚に戻したの？それじゃ捏造の意味なんてないのに。
いや、というかだな。俺は隠してなんかねえぞ。ちゃんとテーブルの上に置いといたはずだけど。
No.
嘘よ。嘘に決まってるわ。すでに犯行を自白しているのに今さら嘘をつくとは思えないわ。
嘘じゃないってこと？
だとすると葉隠れ以外の誰かがあの雑誌を雑誌棚に戻したということになるな。つまり事件前後に娯楽室を訪れた人物が他にもいたということか。
おそらくその考えで間違いないはずよ。
それって誰なの？
その人物があの雑誌を隠したんだとすると、それはあのダイイングメッセージを見られると困る人物だったはず。
Must not have liked what was written on it. Well, that would point to Toko. Someone who wouldn't like what had been written on it. It would have to be Toko.
深川さん。
It had to be Toko then.
だってダイイングメッセージを見られて困る人って実際に名前を書かれた深川さん以外に考えられないよ。
そうなの？あんたも娯楽室に行ったの？
Because I'm telling you, Byakuya, Toko, Hito, they all tried to lie and so they didn't go to that rec room.
なんで私が？いい、そうじゃなくて、そんなことはどうでもいいじゃない。犯人はもう決まったんでしょ？
But we don't know who did it and we're not gonna know for another 2 hours.
さっき葉隠れだってそう認めてたじゃない。
そうです、俺がやりました。
Yeah, no, you didn't do it. Exactly. He was at the top of my list, and once again, I'm wrong.
なんであんたが答えるのよ。
葉 葉隠君が大神さんをボトルで殴ったのは確かだよ。でも事件はそれで終わりじゃなかったんだ。
終わりじゃなかったってどういう意味？
There was no blood after those strikes to the head. No, where did the blood come from? Oh, why was Sakura vomiting blood? Oh, why was there chemicals, powders spilled in the chemistry lab? Like, there's still so much more to talk about than this.
葉隠君は犯人じゃない。そういう意味よ。
Yeah, I said that it was either Hito or Aoi. Or Aoi, I don't know, however you want to pronounce it. No, I suspected Aoi because I just feel like there's a huge plot twist coming where she reveals that despite her and Sakura being great friends, you know, she ended up doing that deed. So when Hina and Sakura were in the nurse's office together, there's a possibility that something was done. Or when they were in the chemistry lab together, something must have been done.
何言ってんのよ。そんなことありえないわよ。だったらもう一度葉隠君にさっきの話をしてもらいましょうか。そうすればはっきりするはずよ。彼が犯人じゃないってことが。
それで俺はどうすれば？
今言った通りよ。
They tried to make Hito look very suspicious, but he's not the one who did it.
なんかわからんけど、わかったべ。
We haven't reached the end of the case just yet. Hito isn't the real killer, and I have to prove that. Kyoko's examination summary, status of Sakura's body, and the yellow powder.
俺はやっちまったんだ。近くの棚にあったモノクマボトルでオーガの背後から不意の一撃を食らわしたんだ。
不意の一撃ってことはあなたが殴打したのは1回なのね。
うん、殴ったのは1回だべ。
Just once?
それでボトルも割れちまったんだ。そんでオーガはぐったりと。
ほら決まりじゃない。やっぱり犯人は葉隠れなのよ。
Alright, let's see what Makoto has to say. Hito hit Sakura, that's for sure. But this doesn't end there. There's something that proves that the wounds aren't... There's something that proves that the wounds on her head.
俺はやっちまったんだ。近くの棚にあったモノクマボトルでオーガの背後から不意の一撃を食らわしたんだ。
不意の一撃ってことはあなたが殴打したのは1回なのね。
うん、殴ったのは1回だべ。
No, I think it's that one.
それでボトルも割れちま
Nope,
ったんだ。
still missed. I just want to look and make sure that I'm right about this. Oh my gosh, we are nowhere close. Yeah, I'm right. That's the one that I need.
ほら決まりじゃない。やっぱり犯人は。
Sorry, hang on. Yeah, I'm on the wrong.
隠れなのよ。
I'm on the wrong truth bullet.
俺はやっちまったんだ。
All right.
近くの棚にあったモノクオーガの背後から不意の一撃を。
不意の一撃ってことはあなたが殴打したのは1回なのね。
殴ったのは1回。
Okay, there we go.
それは違うよ。
I
葉
cannot
隠
keep
君
getting
の
these
オーダー
wrong.
のせいで大神さんが死んだなら、彼女の頭の傷が2つだったこと
Exactly.
も
She had
説
two
明がつか
multiple
ない
head wounds, not just one.
2つ？
そう、彼女の頭部の傷は2つだったのよ。
But there was no blood coming from her head, though. So there was no blood on her head,
死体を触るのが
but
趣
she
味の
had
女
two
が言うん
wounds on
だ
her head.
間違いないんだろう。
でも俺が殴ったのは1回なのに、どうして頭の傷が2つあるんだ？
And then maybe somebody else hit her.
実はオーダが2回あったってことよ。しかもモノクマボトルによるオーダがね。ちょっと待ちなさいよ。頭の傷だけでどうしてそこまでわかる
Because there were multiple shattered bottles.
オーダが2回もあったなんて、それもモノクマボトルによるオーダなんて。手がかりは頭の傷だけじゃない。現場に残されたモノクマボトルにもあったわ。あのモノクマボトルには明らかに不審な点があった。
That being that the one used to hit her is heavier than the rest of them.
その不審な点をはっきりさせることで、モノクマボトルでのオーダが2回あったとわかるのよ。
Because the first one was too light and didn't do enough. So they used the second one that was heavier.
思い出してみて。事件後の娯楽室の棚には4本のモノクマボトルが残されていたでしょ。
The pawn, rook, bishop, and that looks like the king. There's two of them missing. Where's the knight and the queen? And that proves that there were two bottles used.
すると床には1本分の破片とモノクマフィギュアが落ちていたわね。
葉隠君が大神さんを殴打した時に割ったボトルだよね。
つまりあの現場には4本のモノクマボトルと
No
1
one
本
is
分の
missing.
破片があったことになるけど、
So, is the one that's missing the one that was broken in the chemistry lab? Even though I had a label on it, did somebody switch the labels? Oh, was that broken bottle in the chemistry lab a Monokuma bottle, but with a label, a chemical label put on it?
でもモノクマボトルは全部で6本のはず。
Yeah, 6 bottles in
1本
total.
足りないのよ。どうしてモノクマボトルが全部で6本だってわかるのよ。簡単よ。あのモノクマボトルに隠された規則性を見ればすぐにわかるじゃない。
The correlation between the Monokuma bottles. I feel like it's starting to become clear. The connection must be, it's the object that the Monokuma figure inside each bottle is holding. Alright, another Hangman Gambit. Alright, well. Oh, well, no, we know the answer. I need to see. Need an E. Need a P. Oops, no. I do need an S. I think I need another S. No. I have a P. I need another E. And I need another E. Okay, there we go. Yeah, chess piece.
そうだ、チェスの駒だよ。
The chess pieces.
ボトルの中のモノクマフィギュアが持ってるのは全部チェスの駒なんだ。
キング、ルーク、ビショップ、ポーン。
Yeah, it is king. Yeah, it's
す
for...
べてチェスの駒だ
I'm
な。
glad I can memorize that at least.
すると
Queen and
割
Knight
れ
are
たモノ
missing.
クマボトルの中に入ってたモノクマフィギュアは
Well, no, Knight was there. It was a Knight that was in the broken bottle.
ライトの駒だ
Yes.
ったよね。
それがどうしたのよ。
No, where's the bottle that had the Queen figure in it?
あなたはチェスにはあまり詳しくないのね。だったら教えてあ
Oh,
げる
gee. You don't have to explain it to her.
チェスの駒の種類はキング、クイーン、ルーク、ナイト、ビショップ、ポーン、全
And
部
the
で6種
queen
類
is
なの。
missing.
だけどあの現場に残されていたのはキング、ルーク、ビショップ、ポーンの4体と床に落ちていたナイトだ。
クイーンのフィギュアが足りないんだ。
そうなんだ。現場にあったモノクマボトルの5本、つまり1本足りないんだよ。
何よ、チェスがなんだっていうのよ。
Are you listening?
日本人なら将棋だべ。
そうよ。じゃなくて私が言いたいのは、確かにボトルは足りなくなってるかもしれないけど、それが事件と関係している根拠なんてどこにもないじゃない。
There is. I just said it earlier. That there was a broken bottle in the chemistry lab that looks just like one of the Monokuma bottles. It also looks like one of the one of those poison bottles in the chemistry lab, which means that somebody must have switched labels.
事件前からすでに1本かけてたのかもしれないじゃない。いいえ、なくなったモノクマボトルが事件に関係しているのは明白よ。なんで明白なのよ。なくなったモノクマボトルはどういう状態だったか、それを考えてみればわかるはずよ。
So then the bottle that was missing, it had to have been broken. I'm telling you, in the chemistry lab, it was
おそらく
broken
割れた状態だったはずだよ。
どうしてそんなことがわかるのよ。
because we found it.
だって証拠も残ってるから。
証拠？
現場で割られたボトルが1本だけじゃないってことを示す証拠だよ。
Oh, well, he's saying at the scene of the crime. So wait a
なんなの
minute.
よ、その証拠って。
It wasn't just a single broken bottle and the evidence that proves that it is. Kyoko and I figured it out before. The source of the powder. No, come on. How is that? Alright, well then it looks like I'm looking it up again. But I don't understand how that was wrong. No, it was the bottle experiment. I am running out of lives too quickly.
これだ。
And only getting a piece of it back every time I get something right. Like, it just proves that I can't get anything wrong anymore.
現場に散乱してたボトルの破片と割れてないモノクマボトルの重さを比べてみたんだ。そしたら集めた破片の方が重くなったんだ。そんな結果になった理由は、現場に散乱してた破片がボトル1本分より多かったからなんだ。
Okay, so that's what it is. There was more than one bottle's worth of broken pieces. That's why it was heavier.
つまりあの現場では2本のモノクマボトルが割られていたのよ。だけどそのうち1本分の破片とモノクマフィギュアは何者かに処分され、その際その人物は破片を多めに残してしまったんでしょうね。まあきっちり測れというのも難しい話でしょう。
で 破片を処分ってどうしてそんなことをする必要があったの？
それが事件に関係するものだっ
And
た。
they didn't want us to know that there were 2 bottles missing. There could be no doubt that the second missing Monokuma bottle is involved in this case, and must have been used by Sakura's second attacker.
大神さんの2発目のオーダー。処分されたモノクマボトルはそこで使われたんだよ。
大神さんの頭部にあった2つの傷。割られた
So
2本
somebody else hit her a second time, so she received 2 hits to the head.
それらを踏まえて考えてみれば導き出される結論はそれしかないわ。
そして犯人は1本分の破片だけを処分することでオーダーは1回だったと見せかけようとしたんだ。
And why would they want it to make it seem like there was only 1 killer? You know, why was it important that they didn't reveal that there were 2 attackers? And that means that the 2 people that attacked, well, one of the people, either they were trying not to get the other person in trouble, or they didn't want to get themselves in trouble. Or get themselves caught.
だとすると2発目のオーダーを行った人物は
Yeah, Hito did not deliver the second killing strike.
そうだね、深川さん。雑誌を隠した件もあるし、あなたが事件前後に娯楽室を訪れた可能性は高いわ。
It had to have been. Unless you have some sort of evidence
2発目のオーダ
that
ー
proves otherwise.
かもしれないけど、
You admit that there was a second
そ
attack.
れをやったのが私って根拠どこにもないはずよ。
Yeah, there's evidence, the fact that you admitted it, to there being a second attack. Because what are you gonna tell me, Byakuya did it? Because then we gotta go through a whole thing of understanding how he could have done it, how he could have done this. But I'm telling you, Aoi is the second person that I am suspecting. She's been awfully quiet the last few minutes.
いや間違いない。おめえが犯人だべ。
さっきまで自分が犯
Exactly.
人だ
Like,
と言っ
like,
てた
come
くせ
on,
に。
Hito. Like 2 seconds ago, you were claiming that you were the killer.
俺は自分の
Well, why
過ちを
were
認
you
めること
trying
を
to-
恐れないんだ。そういうタイプなんだべ。
But why were you trying to distract us from who the actual killer is? That makes me think that it's Hina even more. Aoi, if you're trying to claim that you were with Hina and Sakura when they were in the nurse's office, they said you weren't, but if you were, then maybe she tried to get you to not get her caught. Oh, we gotta see when it's.
そう断言できる根拠も思い出したぞ。
We gotta hurry up so we can find out who did it.
あれは俺がオーガに呼び出された直後のことだべ。いきなり呼び出されて不安だった俺は予定時間より早く娯楽室の前で張り込みをしていたんだ。
Okay.
でしばらくしたところで俺は見たんだ。ガワッチが娯楽室に入っていくとこをな。
You saw her go in the room?
その直後今度はオーガが娯楽室に入っていった。だから部屋の中にはフカッチもいると思って俺は安心して娯楽室に入ったのに、そこにいたのはオーガだけだったんだ。フカッチは消えちまってたんだべ。
How?
なぜそんな大事なことを今になって
And
言
yeah,
う
and you just now decide to share all that with us?
自分が殺人を犯してしまったというショックですっかり忘れていたべ。
Oh my gosh, come on now.
誰かあいつの頭のネジを探してやれ。
Please. Someone please get a screwdriver or a drill. Fix the screws in his brain.
おいフカッチ、あの時おめえはどこに消えてたんだ。
あんたのは見間違いよ。私は娯楽室なんかに行ってないわ。
Then why did you admit that there was a second attacker?
消えたんじゃなくて隠れていたのかもね。娯楽室のどこかに。
That locker. That locker had handprints on it.
私が娯楽室に隠れてたなんてそんなわけないじゃない。 妙な言いがかりばっかり。この暗い中途。
You can stop stuttering now, Morty. I really don't think that she's the killer, but it's not ridiculous at all. I need proof that shows Toko was hiding in the red room. It's the locker, and I have it. She left it there for anyone to see. A new element has been added to bullet time battles. Alright, well, so far you've probably been pressing the triangle button during your final strike without a second thought. But from now on, you're gonna have to pay a little extra attention to your finishing blow. Now you'll have to choose the proper truth bullet to use during your coup de grace. You'll select it the same way as during the non-stop debate, simply press the L1 button. Also, like the debate, if your logic difficulty is set to kind, you have fewer bullets to choose from. But for educational purposes, we're gonna pretend you're set to mean regardless. Just this once. You're about halfway through the game now, so go you. About halfway? But this is the second to last class trial. Oh, Lord have mercy.
言いがかりよ。見てみないから。迷惑なのよ。やってやる。違う。
But why can't I reload?
見てみないから。やってやる。言いがかりよ。
Locker handprint.
これで証明するよ。
There we go. Phew, that wasn't too bad. Thank goodness I got it.
娯楽室のロッカーの内側に手形が残されてたのは知ってる？
Alright, so I just now realized the more targets I hit, the more bullets I lose at once. So I definitely gotta remember to reload faster.
誰かがロッカーの中に隠れた時、うっかり手形を残しちゃったんだろうけど。
I mean, without thinking, really, seriously.
母さん、この手形に見覚えはない？
Oh boy.
だったらこの手形とあなたの手を比べてみましょう。そうすれば
Again, Hina has been very quiet though. Like everybody's ganging up on Toko now, but
俺に手間をかけさせるな。
はい、私の手形です。
okay, thank you. She admits that it's her
あっさ
handprint.
り認めたべ。
じゃあさくらちゃんを殺したのもあんたなんだね。
そんなわけないじゃない。
There were 3 of you in here.
正直に言え。
So you gonna try to tell me that Byakuya somehow did it?
私が殺しました、多分。
これまたあっさりだべ。
Again, probably?
だけど多分
Yeah,
って
what do you
何？
mean, probably? Like, this thing is nowhere near over. Like, I'm not even a half hour into this guide video yet.
あなたと大神さんの間に何があったの？
I'm only 20 minutes into an hour and 43-minute guide video. Yeah, what happened between you and Sakura? Talk, now!
私は大神に呼び出された後、先回りして娯楽室に乗り込むことにしたの。行かないと何されるかわからないし、かといって正面から行くのも怖いから、先に忍び込んでよって思って、それでロッカーの中に隠れて。
And as I said, there is no way somebody didn't hide in that locker to wait for her to come in.
じゃあひょっとして見てたんか？俺がオーガを殴るとこも。
その後、あんたが私の名前でダイイングメッセージを捏造した時もね。
そりゃなんとも気まずい気分だべ。
だから私は葉隠れがいなくなった後、すぐにロッカーから出て、その雑誌を雑誌棚に戻したのよ。
その時、雑誌を上下逆さまにして戻しちゃったんだね。
But wait a minute. So then, what was going on with Sakura then?
仕方ないじゃない、急いでたんだから。
You had time to do that, but what was going on with Sakura?
間抜けすぎるな、どいつもこいつも。
そんなことよりさくらちゃんを殴ったのはどうして？
雑誌を棚に戻した直後、急に背後から獣のうなり声みたいなのが聞こえて、それで振り返ったら血まみれの大神さくらが私を睨んでたのよ。その血を見たせいで私は雑誌棚の前で気絶しちゃって、だからその後のことは覚えてないの。あとは
Oh boy,
あい
this
つ
is
に
probably talking about
言って
genocide
もら
Jill.
わないと。
Her, you mean? Yes, you know what she means.
出てまいりました。
やっぱおめえのせいだったか。
私のせい、白夜様のせい、二つのせいがぶつかり合うことで。
No, what do you mean, Master's fault?
聞かれたことだけ答えろ。お前が大神桜を殺したの
She
か？
keeps saying that she only kills boys.
大前提としまして、私とネクラは同じ記憶を共有してないのです。なので、何が起きたのか詳しいことは分かりませんが、
Oh my goodness.
とにかく私がすやすや寝てたら誰かがガシガシ揺すり上がるわけよ。あれ王子様と思って目を開けたら、なんとスプラッター。私びっくりしすぎて近くにあったボトルで引っ放ちた。だって怖かったんだもん。
So you do remember.
さくらちゃんは心配してくれてたんだよ。それなのにひどいよ。
ひどいのはあいつだっつーの。おかげで燃える男子以外は初めて殺しちまったよ。
その後あなたは証拠隠滅のためにモノクマボトルの破片を処分したのね。
だって女なんかを殺したせいで死にたくないじゃん。どうせ死ぬなら白夜様を殺して死にたいわ。
どこかで一人で死ね。一切の意味もなくただ死ね。
ついてなかったの。いろんな不運が重なったのよ。だっていつもの大
If
勝ち
she
なら
truly is the
私
killer,
のボトル
seriously
コピ
good
ーぐらい
riddance.
平気で買わせたはずよ。
And I've been waiting for her to get out of here.
さすがの
But we're
彼女に
nowhere close to
科
done
学
this
力
trial.
から受けたオーダのダメージが残っていたんでしょうね。
So, is this all still a ploy?
いや、なんつうか。でもよかったべ。オーガは俺が殺したわけじゃなかったんだな。
So that's good? I keep talking like that and Hina's gonna...
これで決定だね。じゃあさっさと投票を始めようよ。
I'm pretty sure we're not ready to vote yet. I thought for sure you'd have some words for Hito on that one. Hey, you see that? Hey, you see that? But what did I keep saying? Hina has been too quiet. Makoto thought for sure that when Hito said, "Oh good, I'm not the killer, hooray," that Hina was gonna jump on him. No, she's so quick to vote the killer out. She wants so desperately to not be suspected. I've been suspecting her from before the class trial started. I'm really hoping that I'm right. I was already wrong for suspecting Hino more than anybody else. But Hino was my second option.
ほら、
Now let's
どう
hope
した
that
の
I
みんな。
got one right.
投票
Let's
で
hope
しょ。
I got one right.
さっさと投票しようよ。
いや、まだだ。
え？まだって何がまだなの？
さっきの深川の話を聞いて妙だとは思わなかったのか？いや、思うはずだ。
And like I'm telling you, both Toko and Hito are trying to convince us that they're the killers. But I'm not convinced. Number one, because I know how long this trial's gonna be. Based on the guide video I'm watching.
その後の深川の王だ。だが、それで終わりではなかったんだ。
It wasn't the
おい
end.
深川、 もう一度さっきの話をしてやれ。お前が気絶した後の話だ。
Like, you just said you couldn't remember, but then you tell us all that,
そ
so
うすれば
clearly you
い
remember.
くら間抜けなこいつらでもさすがに気づくはずだ。
ラジャーよ、ナウリン。
Oh my gosh, stop. It's not over yet, is it? The one who killed Sakura is... I'm telling you, Mahina is too quiet. Kyoko's examinations aren't even in...
私は
Okay, I'm not even gonna waste time trying to figure it out on my own. Well, you know what? I'm gonna at
強
least
しは寝
listen.
てただけ。そこを大勝ちに起こされ
Yellow
たの。
powder.
目
Kyoko's
が覚め
examination
たのは
summary.
雑誌の前だった
Said
わ
it's Sakura's body.
血だらけのオーガに驚いたおめえはモノクマボトルでオーガを殴ったんだな。
そう、大勝ちも大勝ち。
お前が大神を殴った場所はどこだ？
私が目覚めた場所と一緒よ。雑誌棚の前でやっちゃいました。
So if the second shot from Toko is what killed Sakura, then the problem is, well, where did Sakura die?
私は強い。
Alright, so... Because again, there was yellow powder... Not yellow powder, there was blood on the floor by the shelf, yes. But she died sitting in a chair. So that means she somehow made it back to that chair. Alright, let's... Okay.
じゃあ寝てただけ。そこを大勝ちに起こされたの。目が覚めたのは血だらけのモノクマボトルで。そう。
お前が大神を
私が目覚めた場所と一緒よ。雑誌棚の前でやっちゃいました。
Okay.
それは違うよ。
That was the one that was wrong.
大神さんは椅子に座ったままの姿勢で死んでたんだ。雑誌棚の前でのオーダーが死因なら彼女が椅子で死んでたことの説明がつかないよ。
And there's no explanation for why she was in the chair. There's no explanation for why there was powder on her shoes. Powder in the chemistry lab. We still haven't even touched on that yet. But I'm pretty sure we will when we convict Hina, because there's no way that she's innocent
そう
anymore.
なの。その殺人鬼が嘘ついてるだけだよ。
Like, we know it wasn't Hito, and we know it wasn't Toko.
椅子に座ってるオーガを殴ったんだろ。
いや、雑誌棚の前でオーダーがあったことは確かだ。現場を調べた人間なら全員がそう思うはずだ。
That has to be it. The evidence that proves there was an attack in front of the magazine shelf. The blood on the floor.
これだ。
Yup, the blood on the
雑
floor
誌
right
棚
by
の
the
前
shelf.
でのオーダーはあったはずだよ。棚の前に残されてた血痕がその事実を物語ってるんだ。
じゃあオーガを殺した後ジェノサイダーが死体を移動させたんじゃねえのか。俺が殺したと見せかけるためにな。俺が殴った時オーガは椅子に座ってたからな。
She was?
いやいや待ちなさいって。私はハサミ以上に重いものは持てないんだって。だからあんな巨大な筋肉運べるわけねえだろ。
じゃあどういうことだべ。
どうだ？これでも事件は終わったと言えるか？
でも
それにこの事件の最大の謎である
The locked room still is yet to be explained either. Yeah, there's so many things. There were 21 things in the truth bullets
あの謎が
section.
解けない以上
We
こ
have
の事
not
件を
touched on
解
everything
決
yet.
させたとも言い切れない。
あんな密室トリックなんて簡単じゃん。カーがさくらちゃんを殺した後またロッカーに隠れたんだよ。
No.
なるほど。
No.
ジェノサイダーは密室が破られるまでずっとそんで密室が破られたどさくさに紛れてロッカーの中から出てきたんだべ。
No.
それは違うと思う。
That's not possible at all, guys. Come on now. The reason there's no way Toka was hiding in the locker is because the room was already locked. Yeah, saw it for myself. It was locked. The door.
朝比奈さんも僕と一緒に見たはずだよ。
The locker room door was still open.
すでにロッカーは開いてたでしょ。
Yeah, exactly. That's why it was already opened.
だから母さんがずっとあのロッカーに隠れてたとは考えられないんだ。
じゃあジェノサイダーはどこに隠れてたんだべ。
We don't. Nobody knows at this point.
そもそも密室トリックって何？
おめえは犯人なんだろ。なんで知らねえんだって。
No, we already established that she didn't.
ってことは私は犯人じゃなかったりして。
そんなの嘘だよ。
嘘ではない。さっきから言ってる通り、この事件には続きがある。
No, we haven't talked about the protein drink on the floor and the glass surrounding it. We haven't talked about the chemical powder in the chemistry. We haven't talked about the chemistry lab at all.
だけどよ、ジェノサイダーが犯人じゃねえとなるとオーガの死因は頭部の殴打じゃねえってことになるぞ。
She didn't die from any of the blows to the head.
それがどうした？
She didn't die from any of the blows to the head. She might have been poisoned.
だって別の死因なんて考えられないし。
No, and I mentioned that in the last stream. I remember saying that might have been a possibility. I remember saying that there's a possibility that she was poisoned.
見落としているだけじゃないのか？
Could we really be missing something important? We're missing a lot of stuff important. Another possible explanation may be we're missing a lot of information, guys. The yellow powder, Monokuma file, Aoi's account.
オーガの死因がジェノサイダーの殴打じゃないとすると、じゃあオーガはどうして死んだんだ？
別の死因なんてありえないよ。さくらちゃんの死因は頭部の傷以外には考えられないよ。
結局私のせいにされてる？
If there's one place I might find a clue, it would have to be written in there.
オーガの死因
I feel like it has something to do with the what the Monokuma file said, but hold on. Yes. Yeah, it is. So, stay on the Monokuma file.
ジェノサイダーのじゃあオーガは別の死因なんてありえないよ。さくらちゃんの死因は頭部の傷以外には考えられないの。
Yeah, there we go.
それは違うよ。
Man, we're already almost 2 hours into this. I mean, not even an hour into that
血をしてたらしいんだ。
guy video yet. She had vomited blood, yes.
その吐血は
Exactly, that was the
大
key
神さんの
point.
死に関係してるとは考えられないかな。
It has to be related. Because I don't know if you vomit blood from being struck in the head twice. Maybe vomit food from all the dizziness, but not blood. If something happened to her internally. Which is why I believe that she was possibly poisoned. Because again, we have not even talked about the powder. Yeah, there was blood on her mouth. But we haven't even talked about the powder in the chemistry lab yet. We have not talked about the chemistry lab at all yet.
そんなの を殴られた時に口の中を切っただけかもしれないじゃん。
We cut the inside of her mouth. Come on now.
口の中を切っただけならモノクマファイルに吐血なんて書かないでしょう。
It was written in the file that she had vomited
彼
blood.
女の口の中には切ったような傷なんて見当たらなかったわ。
そこまで調べたの？本当に死体大好きっ子ね。
死体に興味があるわけじゃないよ。謎の解明に興味があるだけよ。
だけどよ、口の中を切ったわけじゃねえなら、その吐血の原因って。
We start talking about the other stuff we looked
体内
into.
で起きた異変が原因ということだ。おそらく
That protein drink on the floor in the rec
大
room.
神桜は毒を盛られ
Thank
て
you.
殺されたんだ。
Finally, someone says it. There's no way that she was not poisoned.
毒を盛られた？
そうだ。この俺がたどり着いた結論である以上、そこに間違いはない。
しびれる。
ありえないよ、毒なんて。
Yes, and I believe that you're the one who did it, Hina.
信じられないか？だったら説明してやろう。犯人がどうやって大神に毒を
You
飲
were
ませ
too
たの
quick
か
to
を
vote
な。
out the killers as usual because you don't want anybody to suspect you at all.
説明なんてできるの？
無論だ。では、始めるぞ。
静かに白夜様の話を成長しなさい。
Oh my gosh, she is so annoying.
おめえが一番うるせえって。
謎を解く鍵は4階の科学室にあった。
Thank you. And finally, somebody mentions the chemistry lab.
娯楽室じゃなくて？だったら俺も調べられたじゃねえか。
現場の立ち入りを禁じられた程度で捜査を諦めたお前には決してたどり着けん場所だ。
まあ当たってんべ。
あの科学室には大きな薬品棚があり、そこには様々な薬品類が揃えられていた。
Yes,
そこでこんなものを見つけたぞ。
the Chem C9. Now, that wasn't the bottle that was broken.
それって毒薬か？
そこまで強い毒ではないが、それなりに飲めばそれなりに死ぬ。だがこの毒の性質などはどうでもいいんだ。問題は
どこに置いてあったんだ？
Sorry, I was waiting too. It took too long to speak.
科学室の棚は A と B と C の3つに分かれていた。 A の棚には栄養剤、 B の棚には試薬、 C の棚には劇薬や毒薬の類が置かれていたな。
And we saw that there was potentially a bottle swapping happening. Somebody spilled some of that something. Somebody dropped the bottle, it broke, shattered, spilled powder everywhere. That probably happened during all the bottle swapping that was going
じゃ
on.
あその毒薬も C の棚にあったんですね。
さあ、どうだろうな。
What do you mean that's the question? The bottle of poison Byakuya just showed us. I'm sure I know where he got it. It was on the same shelf as all the supplements, I'm positive. I'm pretty sure it's actually section A. I think he actually found it in section A. Let me just look at it and find out. Yes. Yeah, it was found in section A. It should have been in section C, but it wasn't. It was in section A.
これだ。その毒
To
薬
get my hard packs.
A の棚に置いてあったんだよね。
Yeah, it was in section A. It wasn't in C. Somebody moved the bottles.
でも A の棚って栄養剤とかが置かれてる棚なんだろ？
妙だろ？
Or switched labels.
なぜ栄養剤が置かれている A の棚に毒薬の瓶が紛れ込んでいたんだろうな。
なんでだべ？
これが犯人が行った
Exactly.
入れ替えの副産物だからだ。
Like, we picked up on all this right when we were investigating.
どういう意味？
こういう
I couldn't believe my eyes. Byakuya put the bottle of poison to his lips, and
白夜様
we were so shocked at what we were seeing, all we could do was stand there and watch. But, as if it were the most natural thing in the world, Byakuya was as calm as ever.
まずいな。
大変白夜様が大変よ早く水を飲まないと粉だけ飲んだら喉がガーってなるから
アホ、毒吐き出させんのが先だろ。
確かに吐き出したくなるような味だな。これのどこが高級品だ。
That was protein powder. Somebody swapped poison and put it into a protein shake.
もちろんプロテインの話だ。
Exactly.
プロテイン。
戸上くんその瓶を貸してもらえる？
ああ、構わないぞ。
It says C9. Took the bottle of Byakuya and scraped out a bit of the contents with one finger. She touched her finger to her tongue.
これプロテインね。
It's protein powder.
そうだ。その瓶に入っていたのは毒薬ではなく、プロテインの粉末だったんだよ。
And so everything that spilt on the floor was protein powder.
だとすると逆に、本来この瓶の中に入っていたはずの毒薬はどこに行ってしまったんだろうな。
Into the protein shake that Sakura drank. That bottle was filled with protein powder, which would mean that conversely the poison must have been in. Could it be? Or another hangman gambit. Protein drink. No, we need an N. We need a T. No, another N. No, come on. Well, already failed? No, we need to spell out protein drink. I need an N, an R, a T, another N. No, we don't need another P. We need a D. No, we need an E. Like, it's too hard. Like, everything is flying around in my face. I think I have to choose every letter in a certain order. I think that I'm supposed to choose the letters in a certain order. Alright, we need an R first. T. No, E. N. D. I. N. Okay. Yeah, that's why. Like, I had to choose the letters in order. I thought we were just picking any letters that fit into it. That actually makes it easier.
毒薬の瓶にプロテインの粉末が入れられてたのはその逆もそう考えられるはずだよね。
そうだ。
I'm just doing a terrible job of paying attention. The contents of each of the containers were switched. The bottle that was knocked to the floor and broke and spilt everywhere, that was protein powder. Which means that was done intentionally. That bottle was broken intentionally.
プロテインの中身は毒薬の瓶の中に、毒薬の中身はプロテインの容器の中にな。そしてそう考えれば犯人が大神に毒薬を飲ませた方法も見えてくるんだ。
Which proves that Hina is the killer.
犯人は大神に現場にあったあるものを渡すことで毒薬を飲ませたはずだ。
Yeah, that absolutely proves that Hina was the killer. Hina and Sakura were drinking in the chemistry lab together.
しかも毒薬の入ったプロテインの容器だ。犯人はそれを渡すことで大神に毒薬を飲ませたんだ。
そういやオーガは前から言ってたべ。プロテインは万病に効くって。だからオーガは頭に傷を負った時、その治療のためにプロテインを飲もうとして。
No, but she drunk that before any of that violence took place.
そこで差し出されたのが毒薬が入れられたプロテインの容器だったんだ。そしてその入れ替えを行った人物の正体も。
マジか？誰がやったんだべ？
Yeah, it's very obvious.
を示す証拠は科学室にはっきりと残されていた。
Footprints.
これだ。科学室の棚の前に残された足跡。入れ替えをした人物を示す証拠ってあれのことだよね。
今朝俺が科学室を訪れた時はあそこに足跡など存在しなかった。
So there were no footprints there in the morning, but by around noon.
あの足跡がつけられたのは事件前後のことだ。とすると事件に関係しているのは間違いない。
I knew from the very beginning. Yeah, but I said that Hiro and Hina were my top two options. Hiro was ruled out immediately. Hina remained in the back of my mind.
足跡が残されていたのは A の棚の前だった。プロテイン入りの毒薬の瓶があった棚だ。おそらく A の棚で毒薬とプロテインを入れ替える際、犯人が足跡を残してしまったんだろう。そしてあれだけはっきりと足跡が残っていれば誰のものか割り出すのは容易だ。今すぐ俺たち全員の靴を調べるぞ。そうすればすぐに。
No, he's gonna get cut off.
私だよ。私だよ。
And she's admitting it.
足跡。
朝比奈さん。
Yeah, don't sound surprised.
どうせバレちゃうなら自分の口から言った方がマシでしょ。
じゃあオーガを殺したのって。
うん。私がさくらちゃんを殺したんだよ。
やはり俺あの足跡はどう見てもスニーカーのものだ。
No, we knew it from the very beginning.
そして俺たちの中で
No, but I said that it was either Hiro or Hina. Hiro was ruled out at the very beginning of this. The only people wearing sneakers here are and me and Hina.
僕と朝比奈さんだけ。そっか。だから戸上君はあの時。
That's why they believed that they were mine at first, because I was wearing sneakers.
あの足跡が苗木のものではないなら残る可能性は。
朝比奈っちだけ？
ついでに言えば学級裁判に入ってからの朝比奈は
Yes.
何やら様子がおかしかった。
Trying desperately to get people to vote out either Hiro or Toko.
やけに投票を急いでいたよな。
Exactly.
それは自分の罪を他人に押し付けるためだ。だか
そんな。
何が信じられないというんだ。
だって朝比奈さんと大神さんは親友同士なんだし。
親友同士だからこそチャンスだったんじゃないか。親友である朝比奈から渡されたプロテインなら大神は怪しむことなく口にしたはずだ。
Just the perfect, like I guess perfect trick.
親友。朝比奈はその関係を利用したんだよ。そうすることで被害者である大神を騙し、さらには俺たちをも騙そうとしたんだ。朝比奈よ、お前にしてはなかなかえげつない方法を考えたもんだな。
Yes, it most certainly was.
朝比奈さん、本当なの？本当に大神さんを殺したの？もし本当なら、どうしてそんなことしたんだよ。
娯楽室で頭を怪我してるさくらちゃんを見つけた時にね、さくらちゃんから頼まれたんだ。プロテインを持ってきてほしい。だけど科学室にプロテインを取りに行った時、ふと思いついちゃったんだよ。
今なら殺せる、そう思ったんだな。
So no, this was after Sakura had been hurt in the rec room. She was asked to grab the protein from the fourth floor from one floor up.
それで薬の入れ替えを行い、毒薬入りのプロテイン容器を渡したというわけか。
そうしたらさくらちゃんそれを一気に飲み干して、それで
待って、
Oh, what do you mean hold it now?
そんなのな。
So you're still not convinced?
親友を殺すはずがないとでも言うつもりか。まだわからないのか。このゲームはそんなに甘くないんだ。友情なんて甘い考えは通用しない。他人を出し抜き蹴落としてこそなんだ。他人のために自分を犠牲にする人間など存在しない。誰もが最終的には自分のことだけを考えるんだ。その女が自分のために大神を犠牲にしたようにな。
だとしても納得できないわね。
いつまで言っている。
勘違いしないで。センチメンタリズムなんかで言ってるわけじゃない。私はただ
Is there still something else that I'm missing? No, let me try to think about it before she says it. No, why was there broken glass around that protein container? Was that from when the window was broken open? That would explain it.
それって密室トリックのこと？
Yeah, cause why was the door locked?
さん、あなたが犯人なら説明して。あなたはどうやってあの密室を作り上げたの？
Now, who else would lock the room?
それはそんなことどうだっていいじゃん。犯人だからって全部教えなくちゃいけないの？
そういうわけじゃないけど、でもあなたが話せない理由は気になるわね。
まさかお前、朝比奈は犯人ではないというつもりか。
だとしたら
ありえん。薬を入れ替えている以上、犯人は間違いなく朝比奈だ。
本当にそうなのかな。信じたくないって気持ちを抜きにしてもなんだか不自然に思えるんだけど。
There's still something else that's being missed.
何がだ。
だってさ、あんなに目立つ足跡をそのまま残しておくなんて、なんていうかあからさますぎるような。
そうね、自分から怪しんでくれと言ってるみたい。
No, why? No, why are 3 different people admitting to the murder and all lying about it? Like, no, who are you trying to protect?
緊張してたせいで足跡をつけてることに気づかなかったん
Like,
だよ
who are you all trying to protect that you're all lying about being the killer?
気づかなかった。
そうだよそうなんだから仕方ないじゃん
ねえ朝比奈さん、もう少し詳しく聞かせてもらえるかしら。
This is the 3rd person that has to do this now.
あなたが毒薬とプロテインを入れ替えた時のこと。
なんでそんな必要ないじゃん
朝比奈さん、僕からもお願いするよ。
勝手にしろ。朝比奈が犯人なのは明らかなんだ。他に怪しい人間もいない。朝比奈以外の真犯人などいるわけがない。
Byakuya, you said you never went into the rec room as well. At this point now, we don't... At this point now, I think everybody who said they weren't going in the rec room lied. Byakuya, Hina, and Toko. We know that Hito and Toko lied. So what about you, Byakuya?
朝比奈さん、始めていいわよ。科学室に行った後のことからお願い。
私はまず最初に C の棚に行ってそこから毒薬を取り出したんだよ
棚の前に粉末をまき散らしたのはその時。
そうだよ棚から毒薬を取り出す時にうっかり瓶を落としちゃって。
分かったわ、続けて。
次に A の棚にプロテインを取りに行ってそこで薬の入れ替えをしたんだよ。
I'm still trying to figure out.
その薬の入れ替えが終わった後は私は毒薬を入れたプロテインの容器を持って科学室から出て行ったんだけど、その時プロテインを入れた毒薬の瓶をうっかり A の棚に戻しちゃったせいで、
Okay.
そのせいで全部バレちゃって、それで終わりだよ。
ねえ朝比奈さん、今の君は最初に C の棚から毒薬を取り出した後、そのまま A の棚にプロテインを取りに行ったんだよね。つまり朝比奈さんは C の棚から A の棚に移動したってことになるよね。
Sounds right so far, yes.
そう。
But if that's true, isn't that a little strange? Because there were only footprints. If you spilled it and it splattered all the way across like that, these footprints look like the minute you walked in, you went to section A.
朝比奈さん、今の話をもう一度聞かせてもらえる？
おー、そんだまこちん、やけに積極的じゃね？
何度聞いても同じだ。まったく、いつまで続けるつもりだ。
How long? Until we figure it out. Until I uncover the full truth of this case. Footprints in the powder chem lab shelf and source of the powder.
私は
Let's just hear what they have to say
最
first.
初に C の棚に行ってそこから毒薬を取り出したんだよ。
その時棚の前に粉末をまき散らしたのね。
棚から毒薬を取り出す時に瓶を落としちゃって、
それでその後に
C の棚から A の棚に移動して
Leaving no
そこで薬の入れ替えをし
footprints
たんだよ。
across the way. How? I feel like that's the wrong thing.
私は毒薬を入れたプロテインを
I feel like that's the wrong thing.
科学室から出て行った
If that's not the wrong thing, then I'm gonna look up the answer. But I feel like that has to be what's wrong. Yeah, it has to be the footprints.
そこから毒薬を取り出したんだよ。
その時棚の前に粉末をまき散らしたの。
棚から毒薬を取り出す時に瓶を落としちゃって、
それでその後に
C の棚から A の棚に
Yes, it's correct. Thank goodness I didn't need help to figure that out. Like, man, how did you walk across with no
最初に
footprints?
C の棚に毒薬を取りに行って、そこで粉末を撒き散らしたんだよね。
I can't wait. Let me just pause it because I want to say, man, how could you have spilt the powder? It stretched from section C all the way across to section A. How could you have walked from C to A without leaving any footprints? Like, how could you not have left any footprints?
それがどうしたの？
その後君はプロテインを取り出すために C の棚から A の棚まで移動したって言ったけどさ、でも現場に残されていた足跡は C の棚から A の
And they were
棚には
moving
向かってなかった
directly
よ。
to section A.
これって今の朝比奈さんの言葉と矛盾してるよね。
足跡を偽装するためにわざと遠回りしたんじゃねえのか？
いや、それはないよ。だって朝比奈さんがさっき言ってたでしょ。
I was just nervous, so I didn't notice I'd left a footprint.
どういうことだ、朝比奈。
Just nervous, so you didn't realize you left a footprint?
朝比奈さん、あなたは嘘をついてるわ。だってこの足跡を見る限りだと
This
朝
is
比奈さんが
ridiculous,
科学
man.
室で取った行動は
Oh, why is everybody lying? Like, what are you all trying to? Who were you all
粉末
trying
が
to
まき散
protect?
らされた後に科学室にやってきて、そのまま直接 A の棚に向かった。つまりあなたは C の棚には行かず A の棚だけで何かをしたみたいだって。
So, who was in the chemistry lab? Sakura didn't kill herself.
どういうことだ、何が起きている。
それに朝比奈さんの証言でおかしいのは足跡の件だけじゃないわ。
なんだと。
それを説明する前にまずは新しい証拠を
Submit
提
some
出
new
させて
evidence.
も
Oh
らう
my goodness, this is a first.
新しい証拠だと。バカな、そんなものがあるはずない。
Yo, why are you so nervous, Byakuya?
あら、その証拠をくれたのはあなたじゃない。
No, and you're the one that gave it to her.
俺が。
さっき戸上くんから受け取った毒薬の瓶の中にその証拠が隠されていたわ。
Yeah, because what was Byakuya doing with that bottle?
こんな大事なものに気づかないのに致命的な見落としをしたわね。
言ってみろ、そこに何があったというんだ。
私が見つけたの。
A piece of glass?
瓶の底の方に紛れ込んでいたわ。戸上くんが粉末を飲んでくれたおかげで隠れていた破片が出てきたみたいね。おかげで謎が解けた。感謝しておくよ。
なんだその破片は。
そう、戸上くんにはまだわからない。だったら苗木くん、あなたが代わりに答えてあげて。
Oh my gosh.
僕
苗木、言ってみろ、その破片が何だというんだ。
The shard of light blue glass Kyoko found in the bottle of poison. I think I remember now. I broke something this same shade of blue, the door, rec room window.
これだ。それって娯楽室の窓ガラスの破片
But
だよ
how did it end up in a bottle of poison?
窓ガラスだと。
僕が割った娯楽室の窓ガラスも薄水色だったし、だから間違いないと思うよ。
This trial is just getting more and more confusing.
でも間違いないからこそ変なのよ。どうして娯楽室の窓ガラスの破片なんかがこの毒薬の瓶の中に紛れ込んでいたのかしら。
How on earth did that happen?
それの何がおかしいの？
おかしいよ。だって朝比奈さんの証言によると
Oh, where was it the bottle of poison should have been when I broke the rec room window? No, it's not that one.
おかしいよ。これだ。
It was on section A
毒
shelf.
薬の瓶は化学室の A の棚に置いてきた。朝比奈さんはそう言ってたはずだよ。それなのに、あの毒薬の瓶の中に娯楽室の窓ガラスの破片が入ってたってこと
Oh, which means you weren't the one in the Oh, which means you were not the one in that chemistry lab. Somebody else walked in there and to put that piece of glass inside that bottle. But who? Because like we said, nobody else wears sneakers.
朝日ナッチの証言は嘘ってことか？
本当は毒薬の瓶は娯楽室にあったんだよ。少なくとも娯楽室の窓ガラスが割れるまで、つまり密室が破られた時まではね。そうでないとあの瓶の中に窓ガラスの破片が入っていたことの説明がつかないよ。
そしてそれは密室が破られた後で化学室の棚に戻され、逆に現場に落ちていたプロテインの容器、あれが娯楽室に持ち込まれたのはおそらく密室が破られた後の、つまり大神さんが死んだ後だったはず。
待て、話が飛躍しすぎだ。確かに毒薬の瓶は密室時の娯楽室にあったのかもしれん。だがプロテインの容器が持ち込まれたのが密室が破られた後だとは言い切れないはずだ。それに大神が毒を飲んだのは毒が入ったプロテインの容器を渡されたからだろう。プロテインの容器が現場になかったとすると、大神はどうして毒を飲んだんだ。
そうね、その説明もしておかないとね。だけどその前にみんなに一つ確認しておきたいことがあるんだって。
確認って？
そのプロテインの容器に関してなんだけど。
Yeah, because seriously, I'm
大
really
神さん
getting
の死体を
confused now.
発見した後、誰かあれを蹴飛ばしたりしなかった？
何の話だ。誘導尋問か。
いいから答えて。
身に覚えがないな。
僕もやってないよ。
俺じゃねえぞ。
I'll put my phone in. Hang on.
私も蹴飛ばしてないけど。
And nobody remembers tripping over it or anything like that.
これで分かったわ。やっぱりあのプロテインの容器が持ち込まれたのは密室が破られた後だったのよ。
Someone put that protein can there after we opened the room.
いい加減にしろ。なぜ言い切れる。
It's looking more and more like
な
Byakuya
ぜ言い切れる。
is on the ropes here. The reason she can say that is because there's evidence, the glass underneath the can. Someone brought the protein can to the rec room after it was open. An empty protein drink.
間違いないわ。
I think that's the one I'm gonna need to
あの
use.
プロテインの容器は密室が破られるまでは娯楽室にはなかったの。
じゃああの容器は密室が破られた後に持ち込まれたんか？
いや、そんなはずはない。あれはずっと娯楽室にあったはずだ。もちろん密室が破られる前からな。
Yeah, that's not true. When the locked room was unlocked, in other words, when I broke the window, if I concentrate on that,
間違いない。
then let's see what I need to do here. I'm pretty sure I forgot this answer, but let's just... Oh no, not there. Okay, I'm almost an hour into it now. Yes. Yeah, that's... Oh, wait. Let me make sure I'm on the... but I'm pretty sure I had it right. I just don't want to get any more wrong, but yeah, I had it right.
あのプロテインの密室が娯楽室にはじゃあ密室が破られ
いや、そんなはずはない。あれはずっと娯楽室にあったはずだ。もちろん密室が
Got it. Okay.
それは違うよ。
My focus stars are running out.
現場に落ちてた容器の周りにガラスの破片が散らばってたのは知ってるよね。
お前が割った窓ガラスの破片だったな。それがどうした？
Well, we found that can sitting right on top of some shards of glass.
プロテインの容器の周りだけじゃなかったんだ。あの破片は容器の下にも散らばってたんだよ。ガラスの破片が容器の下にあるってことはさ、プロテインの容器が置かれたのは窓ガラスが割られた後ってことになるよね。
And how did we not
密
notice it?
室が破られた後ってことだよ。
そうか。そういうことか。さっきキリギリがあの容器を蹴飛ばした者がいないかと聞いていたのは。
破片の上にあったのは誰かが容器を蹴飛ばしただけかもしれない。
そっか。その可能性を前もって潰しておくための質問だったんだね。
おかげではっきりしたでしょ。密室時の娯楽室にあったのは毒薬の瓶だけ。プロテインの容器はあの部屋にはなかったものだけど、それらは密室が破られた後に入れ替えられ、その結果プロテインの容器が娯楽室に置かれ、毒薬の瓶が化学室に置かれることになったのよ。
だとすると大神が毒を口にしたのはなぜだ？毒の入ったプロテインの容器を受け取ったからこそあいつは毒を飲んだんじゃないのか？
いや、そうじゃなかったんだよ。きっと大神さんは毒薬の瓶から直接毒を口にしてしまったんだ。
密室時の現場にあったのが毒薬の瓶だけとなると、それ以外の可能性は考えられないわね。
では大神は毒と知りつつ
So you're saying she drank it knowing it was poison?
そんな馬鹿げた話が。
あったのよ、それが。
話してみろ。いや、話してくれ。
まず最初にはっきりさせておかなければならないのは、
Oh my goodness.
密室時の娯楽室にあった毒薬の瓶、それを化学室の棚から持ち出した人物についてよ。
And who was the one that went into that lab, grabbed the poison and brought it to the rec
朝日ナッチ
room?
が持ち出してオーガに渡したんだろ。
苗木君はどう思う？
The one who got the poison from the chemistry lab and brought it to the rec room. Like, the way that everybody's talking, it seems like Miss Sakura may have grabbed it herself. Let me see if that's right, because I can't get any more wrong. Yes, I'm right. It was Sakura herself.
僕は大神さん自身だと思う。
殺されたオーガチンが自分で毒薬を持ち出したってこと？
何言ってんの？そんなわけないじゃん。
No, why would she kill herself?
いいえ、大神さんが化学室に行っているのは確かよ。しかも毒薬のある C の棚にね。
嘘だよ。
Well, no, there's evidence she had the powder on her sneakers.
なんでそんな嘘言うのさ。
It's not a lie. Sakura definitely went to Section C. Kyoko already showed me the evidence I need. Now I have to hit Hina with it. I have to make her accept it.
は私だよ。やめて言わないで。そんなの嘘だよ。違うもん。苗木のバカ。そんなの嘘だよ。何言ってんの？
Come on now.
違うもん。犯人は私だよ。やめて言わないで。そんなの嘘だよ。
Okay, final strike.
さくらちゃんが毒薬を
これで証明するよ。
The yellow powder that we found on her foot.
朝比奈さん、大神さんの足の甲に黄色い粉末が付着してたのは知ってる？
That was the crucial detail that we were missing. She had the powder on her sneakers.
足？
この黄色い粉末だよ。確か化学室の棚の前に撒き散らされていたのも。
So it looks like none of us are the killers.
つまり大神さんの足の甲に付着してたのは
That's not the final conclusion, but it seems like it might be a conclusion.
でもどうして化学室の粉末なんかがオーガの足に？
しかも足の甲って。
Interstep being the
粉末が撒
front.
き散らされた時、大神さんがその場に立ってたからなんじゃないかな。つまり大神さんこそが C の棚で粉末を撒き散らした張本人なんじゃないかな。大神さんがあの瓶を落とした時、彼女は粉末が撒かれた方向の反対側に立っていた。だから直撃は避けられたけど、その際に舞った粉末が彼女の足の甲に付着しちゃったんじゃないかな。そう考えられるはずだよね。
じゃあなぜ大神さんは C の棚に行っていたの？毒薬を取り出す以外は考えられないの？
違うよ。私だよ。私がだって犯人は私だもん。
違う。君は犯人なんかじゃない。
The one that killed Sakura. The connection between Sakura and the poison, the unsolved mystery of the locked room. There's only one way to explain it. It was Sakura herself. So now I have to take back what I said earlier about it can't be possible that Sakura killed herself. It is possible. Oh, we have the first suicide of the game.
なんだと？大神自身が犯人だと？
つまり自殺ってことか？
そんな信じらんない。アイキャンフライする以上に信じらんない。
確かに信じられない。いや、
Yeah, I don't want to believe it either, but the way things have gone down in this school, this was bound to happen. This was bound to drive somebody to that point. Like, this place is nothing but torture. This was bound to drive one of these students to do this to themselves.
でもそう考えると全ての辻褄が合うんだよ。大神さん自身が毒薬を取りに行き、そしてその瓶から毒薬を口にしたのは自らの命を絶つためだったから。そして解けない密室の謎、あれは解けなくて当たり前だったんだよ。
We couldn't solve the mystery of the locked room because she wanted to create the locked room.
あの密室は部屋の中にいた大神さん自身によって作られたものだったん
She
だ。
didn't want anybody to come in and even to be able to investigate what had happened.
彼女は邪魔が入るのを防ぐためにあの密室を作
Or
った
nobody
んだ
could stop her from doing what she did.
大神さんはその密室に持ち込んだ毒薬を飲みそしてその毒
Sorry, I
薬
keep
の瓶
skipping.
は密室が破られるまでは娯楽室に転がっていたけど密室が破られた後ある人物によって娯楽室から持ち出されてしまった朝日奈さんあなたに
They were all trying to lie to hide the fact that Sakura did it to herself.
全ては捜査のか乱のためそうなんでしょ大神さんの死体を見つけた時あなたはドアの入り口付近に立ち尽くしたままだったその理由はあなたはすでに大神さんの死を知っていたからそしてその入り口付近に毒薬の瓶が転がっていたから
朝比奈さんが毒薬の瓶を拾ったのはあの時だったんだよね。死体を発見して驚いている僕と死体の反応を確かめていたキリギリさんの目を盗んで
それに今思えばその後の朝比奈さんの行動も何かおかしかったわ
I had to go get them. I had to get the others. She ran out to go swap the bottles. On shaky legs, Hina left the rec room.
あなたはみんなを呼びに行くと言っていたけど
But that's not
本
what
当
she
は
was
容
doing.
器の入れ替えを行うために科学室に行くのが目的だったんじゃないの
In order to throw off the investigation.
そして科学室に行ったあなたはすぐにプロテインが保管されている A の棚に向かったそこで娯楽室から持ち出した空の毒薬の瓶にプロテインの中身を移し替えると空のプロテインの容器だけを持って科学室を後にしたそう考えればあの足跡の辻褄も合うはずよ
その後急いでみんなを集めそして娯楽室に戻ってきた朝比奈さんは
Okay, they got everyone.
みんなの視線が大神さんの死体に向けられている隙にプロテインの容器をこっそり現場に落としたんだよあの時気づくべきだったのかも
Yeah, we all should have noticed. How did she do that without anybody noticing?
本来の朝比奈さんなら誰よりも真っ先に大神さんの死体に駆け寄るはず本来の朝比奈さんならあの状況で大神さんの死体から離れるわけがないんだ
大神さんは自殺だった朝比奈さんはその事実を隠すために一連の偽装工作を行っていたのに死の真相が隠せるなら自分が疑われても構わないだからこそあれらの証拠をあえて現場に残したままにしたんでしょ粉末に残った足跡や入れ替えた後の毒薬の瓶それらの重要な証拠をね
朝比奈は自分が犯人と見せかけるために偽装工作をしてい
That's
たという
exactly
の
what
か
she's saying. But she wanted it to make it look like she committed the murder. And to hide the fact that Sakura did it to herself.
違う私が殺したんだ私がさくらちゃんを殺したんだよ
And also, she wants to be blamed for the murder so that she can die and be with Sakura in heaven. Because it's her best friend. So at least the benefit of all this is nobody's going to die. Nobody else in this room.
終わってなんかない
終わったんだよいや終わらせなきゃダメだもう終わらせなきゃダメなんだよ
Alright. So now we have the comic strip to reveal everything that happened. Before that, I'm just gonna be right back, guys. Hang on. Alright. Well, let's begin the comic strip. So, first up, we got Sakura leaving notes behind. Well, where's Taka? Looking at his note. That has to be the first one, right? Yeah, that's obvious. And then the next step, we have her hiding in the locker room. Oops. Sakura offering the candy to Hito. Hito getting scared. He grabbed a bottle. They used it to hit her. There was a lot of blood on that. And then what? Oh yeah, then this is left broken on the floor. Actually, this one is wrong. It's actually this one. Hold on. Oh no. No, it's not. This goes here. Okay. Then he proceeds to write Toko's name in that magazine. Okay, yep, that's right. Then I guess he darts out. Then Toko... Nope, sorry. Sneaks out. That has to be it. Okay, yes. And she picks up that magazine. And she gets back up, sees her, transforms into Genocide Jill, and then it has to be that one next. Yes. That left Sakura unconscious, but then Sakura grabs the chemical C bottle, drinks it. That has to be right. I'm just making sure we're not leaving something out here. Okay, no. Keep going. Alright, still got plenty of time here. Yes, that's right. With the chemical C bottle. And then... somebody else comes in, picks up the bottle. Well, Hina... well, we all came in and saw her body. While we were doing that, Hina grabs it. And... I guess this one will be next. Yes.
犯人は君なんだ。
Alright.
今回の事件は大神さんがある人物たちを娯楽室に呼び出したところから始まったんだ。呼び出されたのは葉隠君、深川さん、戸上君の3人。呼び出された3人のうち最初に娯楽室に向かったのは深川さんだった。深
Okay.
川さんは一足先に娯楽室に行き、 ある場所に身を潜めたんだ。娯楽室のロッカー、深川さんはその中に隠れたんだよ。
Just my question is, why would
大
Sakura
神さん
decide
が
to
娯
do
楽
that?
室に入るところをロッカーの中から見てたんだ。
She must have really felt bad about being the spy.
次に娯楽室にやってきたのは
I'm sorry.
そこで大神さんに殺されると勘違いした葉隠君は取り乱してしまい、まず娯楽室にあったモノクマボトルで大神さんを殴りつけてしまったんだ。大神さんを殺してしまったと思い込んだ葉隠君は慌てて偽装工作に取り掛かった。テーブルの上にあった雑誌に大神さんのダイイングメッセージとしてある
To
人
try
物
to
の
blame
名
it on
前を書い
somebody
てあっ
else.
た。深川、つまり深川さんの名前を書くことで
If there was no
彼女に罪を
blood
なすりつけようとしたんだよ。
on Sakura's head when we found her body,
だけど
I guess they'll get to
当
that
の深
point.
川さんはその様子を見てたんだよ。隠れてたロッカーの中からね。深川さんはすぐにロッカーから飛び出し、捏造された雑誌を棚に隠した。だけど彼女はそこでミスを犯してしまったんだ。その彼女は雑誌を
Sorry,
棚に戻
I
す際、
keep thinking they're finished and they
象
keep
が
going.
逆さまの状態で戻してしまったんだよ。
That's right, she put the magazine upside down.
その直後、目を覚ました大神さんを目の当たりにした深川さんは大神さんの出血を見たせいで気絶してしまった。それによって彼女はジェノサイダーショーへと人格交代したんだけどそこで目を覚ました彼女も血まみれの大神さんを見てやっぱり取り乱してしまった。そして葉隠君と同じように手にしたモノクマボトルで大神さんを殴打したんだ。これが大神さんの頭部に
She
2つ
survived
の
two
傷
of
があっ
those
た理
blows
由
to
なん
the
だ。
head.
大神さんを殺したと思い込んだ彼女はすぐに証拠隠滅に取り掛かった。自分が割ってしまったモノクマボトルの破片とクイーンのモノクマフィギュアを処分することでね。こうして大神さんは同じ凶器で2回も殴打されることになったわけだけど、でもその2回の殴打の後でも彼女はまだ生きていたんだ。じゃあ大神さんの本当の死因は何だったのか。それは大神さん自身が科学室から持ってきた毒薬だったんだ。彼女は娯楽室を密室にし誰も入れない状態にした上で毒薬を飲み息絶えたんだ。そしてその死体を僕らが発見した。
It's
死体を
insane,
発見した
man.
僕らはドアの窓ガラスを割る
We
こと
were
で
so
密室を
close to
破
the
った。
end of the game, I really was starting to think we would never see this.
でもその時
But I'm likely to see this in all the Danganronpa games.
いた人物がいたんだよ。その人物は娯楽室に落ちていた毒薬の瓶をこっそり持ち出し、そして僕らが見ていない隙にプロテインの容器を代わりに置いたんだ。そうすることで僕らの疑いを自分自身に向けさせようとしたんだよ。今回の学級裁判も間違った結論に導くためにね。そして
And they almost succeeded, but thank
そんな
goodness
偽
we
装工
finished
作
all
を
this
行っ
before
た
the
人物
3-hour
こ
mark.
そ
It was Hina herself.
朝比奈さん、これが今回の事件の真実だよ。大神さんは自ら命を絶ったんだ。朝比奈さんはその事実を隠すために 自分が犯人だなんて言ってたんだよね。
You were willing to get yourself executed to hide what actually happened to Sakura.
それが真実だと。
That is not what Sakura would have wanted you to do. Like, I understand that that was your best friend.
どうしてお前ごときがそこに俺がたどり着けなかった真実に。
いや、それは。
まだわからないの？人間は計算や損得だけで動くわけじゃない。だからこそ人間は難しい。あなたはそれを理解していなかった。だから真実にたどり着けなかったのよ。ね、言ったでしょ。人の感情というものを軽んじているといつか足元を救われる。
Well, like I said, and nobody gets to be executed, or nobody gets to die in this one, and we get an A for this trial. Fantastic.
こらこら、これでオチがつきましたみたいなムードになってるけどさ、お前だったら忘れてない？
ああ、そうだったわね。
本当に忘れてたの？テンション下がるな。でもさ、こういうのってお決まりだからさ、一応やっとかないといけないんだよね。
I mean, but what are we actually voting for at this point?
面倒かもしれませんけど、お手元のスイッチを押して投票してください。投票の結果、黒となるのは誰なんでしょうね。その答えは正解なのか不正解なのか。
No, why are you still making it seem like the wrong choice is possibly going to be picked? Yes, that's right. The one that killed Sakura was Sakura herself.
僕の
Okay,
存在って
we're done here.
なんだと？
So that's the whole truth, huh? I see. But there's still one thing I don't understand.
おい、
Hina, why did you try to cover up what happened? If the truth hadn't come to light, you would have died along with the rest of us.
どういうことだ？
And yet you... Why did you do that?
ひでえぞ。
We almost died there.
何？
Because that's exactly what I wanted. What? I mean, the reason Sakura died, it's cause all of you pushed her into a corner. You all killed her. So that's why I couldn't let her be the only one that died. You don't mean you were gonna take us all with you? We have to atone for our sins. Because everyone, even me, we all killed her. We all have to pay for our crimes. For serious? That...
何？
You still don't understand? Then let me explain. Do you realize just how much despair Sakura was carrying with her when she died? Look at this. Such brutality has made me desperate. So instead of just waiting to be killed, I'll do it by my own hand. And she wrote that on the note. That... I found it on the ground in front of the rec room. It's Sakura's death note. I'm gonna try to stop saying that word. Her death note. Thinking back, I should have seen it coming. It was right after Genocide Jack had attacked me. Sakura got mad and stormed out of the nurse's office. I ran out after her and... Sakura, calm down. You don't have to worry about me. I'm fine. I can't calm down. I don't care if I suffer for this. It's my fault after all. But now you're suffering because of me. You tried to protect me, but because of me, my closest friend got hurt. Sakura, because of me, my friends are all going to kill each other. This is all my responsibility. Sakura thought she was responsible. She thought everything was her fault. Which is why she wanted to find some way to get everyone to forgive her. So she asked to meet with them. You asked to meet with those three? You can't. Don't you see how dangerous that is? Don't worry. I just want to talk to them.
でも
Talk about one.
ね
Listen, don't do it. If they all gang up on you at once, even you, Hina. Please, don't think of things like that. They're not my enemy. They're friends. Sakura. She clearly believed. She completely believed in all of us. If you just talked to her, you would have understood. She was a friend to all of us. And yet...
どうして
And yet... You trampled all over her feelings. And then you did the unthinkable. No, that was just a misunderstanding.
何言ってんの
Don't stand there and call it a misunderstanding. She believed in you. And you wouldn't even listen to what she had to say. Without asking a single question, you tried to kill her.
許せない
Do you have any idea how desperate she was, seeing you act like that? That's what her note meant. So instead of just waiting to be killed, I'll do it by my own hand.
どうして
That's how far you pushed her. Hina, you came. Wait right here. I'll help you out. Hina. So glad I got to meet you. What's wrong, Sakura? Why are you talking like that? I have a favor to ask. A favor? I'd like some protein. Could I ask you to? Yeah, you got it. Just hang on. I'll be right back. And while she left to go do that, that was the last conversation I had with her. I went to the chem lab to get the protein she asked for. When I got there, I saw the powder. And that's when I realized. I saw that someone had taken something from the poison shelf. Sakura. So I ran back to the rec room as fast as I could. But by the time I got there, it was already too late. Yeah, it's just a shame.
どうしてなの
Oh, why did she have to die? She had weaknesses just like any other person. If she got cut, she bled. If someone hurt her, she felt it. That's weakness, and that's normal. And yet,
どうして
you all blamed her. I tried to protect her, and I suffered for it. And that just added to the weight she had to carry. And I didn't even realize it. Hina, we killed her. All of us. We pushed her into a corner. And we murdered her.
どうしてなの
People like us shouldn't be allowed to live. And that's why you tried to lead us astray. You did your best to make us arrive at the wrong conclusion during the class trial. Sakura died hating all of us. I wanted to free her of her regrets. But even that got found out. In the end, I wasn't able to do anything for her. I could never face her after this. I'm sorry to interrupt right when you're about to deliver the final tearjerker, but it's just taking so long. I'm about to fall asleep over here. I mean, do you really think you have any idea what Sakura was actually thinking when she died? What did you say? Everything you just said is nothing but your interpretation, right? Your own opinion on what her death note meant. Of course I know what she was thinking. Because her and me... Well, what I'm really trying to say is... Don't you think the entire foundation is shaky? But what if it was really like this? What is that? Isn't it obvious? A death note. Sakura's death note. What? But Hina already... Oh, I wrote that one. It was all me, baby. How do you fabricate an entire death note? This is the one Sakura addressed to Hina and put in her room. What the... You lied to me? Oh, don't say lie. It makes it sound so dirty. I just thought I'd liven things up a bit. You can't help it if you totally took my little scribbles at face value. I didn't even have Sakura's signature on it. You filthy little... I'm not filthy. I didn't do anything. Did I falsify evidence? Did I affect the outcome of the class trial? The case played out between you and you alone. You were the ones jerking each other around. Heck, even if the will had factored in, it still would have been between you guys. So what's the problem? This is all part of the production process. Okay? And scene. Cut. So then what did she write in her real death note? Glad you asked. For your benefit, I shall read it using my melodic, angelic, harmonic narrator voice. But you know, have you ever been curious about the whole death note thing? Who came up with the idea of leaving a note when you kill yourself in the first place? And isn't it just so unfortunate? Killing yourself is just so final, you know? You can never hear the rest of their story. The truth is lost in darkness. Give me the willies. Could you get on with it, please? Okay, geez, talk about a buzzkill. Alright, here we go. Ahem. My good friend Hina, there's something I have to tell you. I hate to do it like this, but you need to know. This is my final wish.
知っての通り、我は黒幕の内通者だ。
Okay, now I'm reading. It was our first night in this strange school that the mastermind came to see me. The first night?
黒幕は
You see,
我が一族の道場を
oh my god.
人質に取ることで
It's like I have to read, then she read, then
我
she
に手
talks.
先となるよう命じてきたのだ。
You might not see the importance of a dojo, but my family has watched over it for over 300 years.
我の代で滅ぼすわけにはいかぬ。だから我の命に代えてでも守らなければならぬ。そう思っていた。
However, that was my greatest weakness. And because of that, I made the mistake of giving in to the mastermind.
そして 黒幕が我に命じたのは殺人を犯せという命令だった。
They were probably worried that until the first murder had happened, nothing would move forward. But what neither the mastermind nor I expected was the incident involving Sayaka. At that point, the plan changed. The mastermind told me to hold off, to wait until we reached another stalemate.
だがそこでお主たちと生活を続けていくうちに、朝比奈と生活を続けていくうちに、我の決意は揺らいでいった。
Even someone like Sakura, watching everyone fight with such despair, trying so desperately to stay alive. I saw the weakness in my own heart, the mistake of succumbing to the mastermind. And more than anything,
我を親友と言ってくれる人物を裏切れない。
that's how I came to feel. So that's why Sakura...
我は決めたのだ。もう引かぬ、もうこびぬ、もう顧みぬと。我は決心したのだ。お前と戦うと。
Of course, because of that, I decided to reveal her secret, which made everyone else hate her. Her decision to stay true to all of you led directly to all of you hating her for it. Ironic, isn't it? Or maybe oxymoronic. Or just moronic.
だが、皆が我を恨むのも当然だ。すべては我の弱さが招いた結果なのだからな。
I would really rather it if it was just either them talking the whole time or me reading the whole time. This transit going back and forth between reading and listening. I'm perfectly willing to accept whatever attack you may want to make on me.
それが
So,
お主たちを裏切ったことへの罪滅ぼし。そう思っていた。
but unfortunately, this note is way longer than the one that Monokuma fabricated. But unfortunately, that's not enough. This won't end with just me accepting your hatred.
事態は我の力だけでは収まらなくなっていた。そしてそれこそが黒幕が我の裏切りを公表した本当の目的だったのだ。
My betrayal brought suspicion, disharmony. The mastermind knew that eventually it would escalate into someone murdering someone else.
だが、それも全ては我の
She
責任。
fit all of this on one. How long was this note? I have an obligation to get this situation under control. And to fulfill that obligation, I've decided to do as the mastermind has commanded. I will do as I was told and commit murder.
ただし、
But I've
我
decided
が
the
殺す
one
のは
I've decided the one I'm going to kill
我
is
自身だ。
myself. If the mastermind demands that I kill someone, then that someone will be me. Then my dojo will be safe, and above all else, none of you will have to kill anyone. Oh well, I highly doubt that Monokuma will live up to the idea of keeping your dojo safe. But this is why Sakura was such an admirable person. My first impression of Sakura is not even close to what it is now. When I die, the source of conflict among you all dies with me. For that, I'm willing to give up my life.
お主たちにはその価値がある。我の命を懸ける意味がある。お主たちがどう思おうと、我の大事な仲間に他ならないのだからな。
I've never had people like you in my life. My goodness. Then, Sakura didn't feel cornered. She didn't die hating us. I mean, I knew that before you even said it. There's no way that that was the case. She wanted to stop us from fighting? To protect us?
そう
She didn't end her own life because she was weak. Quite the opposite, in fact. She was strong. Too strong. That's why she killed herself. She chose death for herself in order to protect the rest of us. To sacrifice so much, no normal person can do that.
でも
It was only her limitless strength that made it possible.
朝比奈よ、最後に謝らせてくれ。
The reason I didn't tell you any of this is because I knew you would try to stop me. I'm really, truly sorry. But please don't be sad. If I can thwart the mastermind's plans, if I can keep you from killing each other, that's enough for me. This is the path that I have chosen. This is the only way I have left to distinguish myself. And you can use this note to bring the class trial to a quick end. She chose not to do that. She chose to deceive us and draw us to the wrong conclusion. On purpose, she admitted, because she wanted all of us to die. I'm so sorry, talking about Hina, obviously. I'm so sorry to ask you to do something so unpleasant, but I have to leave the rest of you. Please talk to Byakuya, Toko, and Hida on my behalf. I can't tell anyone about my plan while I'm alive, but I wanted you to understand why I'm doing this. In the end, though, I hope to show myself through actions and not words. Hopefully then they'll see.
我らは憎しみ合う敵同士などではなく、協力すべき仲間同士なのだということをな。朝比奈よ、お主は何としてでも生き延びてくれ。必ず生き延びるんだ。
She fit all of that. She wrote all of that. And yet, like, Hina, did you even read it at all? Like, I mean, clearly you didn't. If she would have read that note, she would have never tried to get us all killed. This is... I didn't understand how she felt. Not at all. I thought we were close, and still. But in the end, all her meddling was, like, totally pointless. She died so you guys wouldn't try to kill each other, but you almost ended up doing it anyway. Exactly. Thanks to you, her death had no purpose at all. In fact, it was because of her stupid meddling that the rest of you nearly bit the big one. She deserves all the blame. Everyone blame her. Go ahead. She deserves it. Now then, the next victim has been decided. Wait, what do you mean next victim? Nobody here blames anyone. Huh? First of all, you're in the wrong for tricking Hina with that fake death note. And plus, Sakura's death wasn't a waste. Huh? She made us remember. We're not enemies that hate each other. We're friends who need to work together. Yeah, everybody, and that's what Byakuya refuses to understand. We all have a common enemy, and it's not each other. It never was. So many people were fooled into thinking that the goal is to get out of here by committing murder on each other. That's not the goal. So Celeste, I'll let the music go.
そうだな
Celeste, Mondo, Sayaka, they did not understand that. They didn't understand that we all had a common enemy. Leon, I'll throw him in there too because he's the one that killed Sayaka, but Sayaka was trying to kill him. Hifumi didn't understand that. These people, Taka and Chihiro especially, died senselessly. This is all because of our misplaced hatred. I don't blame her. I can't blame her. And nobody can blame Hina either. Whether or not there was a spy never really mattered. Because the one we need to destroy is you. Nobody else.
何さ
What the heck? That's not how this is supposed to go.
イライラ
But anyway, you sure about that? This killing game is a competition between all of you, remember? Your enemy is each other.
He's absolutely right about that, you see? Byakuya still doesn't get it.
Ha, lovely Byakuya, you understand, don't you?
This is a life or death elimination match. The only way to survive is to win. There could be no doubt that those are the rules of the game. Which is why I am bowing out of the game. Huh?
当然だ。
Okay, wait a minute. It looks like he understands. Sakura and Hina were both willing to sacrifice their own lives to deny the reality of the game. This is the most unexpected heel turn of the whole game. Thanks to them, it would appear, the others have cast aside their fear for this game.
何度も言わせ
There's
るな。
no point in participating in a game which has lost that sense of excitement. Which is why I will no longer be participating in it.
What's going on here?
Now I have only one thing to look forward to,
決まりだ。
and that is to heap the harshest possible punishment onto the one who thinks they can control me. Byakuya, does this mean? Don't misunderstand. I haven't been moved by some thoughtless sentimentalism, if that's what you're thinking. Wherever Master goes, I go. If the mastermind turns out to be the guy, maybe I can catch on fire. Everyone.
ね
Well, now, can you say that Sakura's death had no meaning?
How boring. Nothing good can come of this. I'm still gonna be the one having the fun time.
どういう
The
ことだね
fun time?
Anyway, let's forget about that good-for-nothing backstabber and get back on track.
お前らお仕事
It's the moment you've all been waiting for. Punishment time.
Wait, but Sakura was technically the killer, right? And she's dead. You're not gonna... Is it me?
使う
Oh, heavens no. Just because the Blacking is dead doesn't mean I can just sub in whatever old student I want.
えへん
Didn't I tell you? I'm very particular about the bear times 1 rule.
聞いてよ
But I spent so much time preparing my special punishment, it'd be a shame to let it go to waste. So for my special punishment, I prepared a special guest.
He's gonna grab Sakura's dead body, isn't he? A special guest?
では
Let's give it everything we got. It's punishment time.
He's gonna grab Sakura's dead body. Holy crap! I knew that he knew about it the whole time. Like, there's no way he didn't. He knew about the laptop the whole time. We all swore on everything that we were not being watched. How was that truck moving so fast? How was it moving like that? You suck, man! You turned him into a mangled hunk of junk!
Phew, that really took it out of me. Maybe I'll go grill a plate of chicken. After all, they say for post-workout grub, chicken's where it's at. And I'm all about the grilled goodness. Fried, broiled, give me a break. The color, the smell, the succulence, grilled is where it's at.
I realize how dangerous it could be, but still, I have to do this. I'm scared, but I can handle it. I don't really understand why, but when I think about everyone else, my courage starts to grow. You might think I'm just some human AI, but it's true. So it's okay. If it's for the sake of everyone else, I won't be afraid. He said all that in the last stream. Alter Ego's words raced through my heart and soul, and my disbelief gave way to raw anger. Well, that looks like an awesome cliffhanger right there if I've ever seen one. I'm gonna end the stream here, and we will find out where we go from here. That is just the plot twist of the century right there. Exaggerating, but you know what I mean. The entire time, as I suspected, he knew about that laptop. He has eyes everywhere around the school, whether you see cameras or not. So that's the end of Alter Ego, and now Chihiro truly is gone. There is nothing left of him. And that is where we will end the stream. In the next stream of this game, we will find out where to go from this point. But this game is almost done. So, we're making excellent progress. I will see you all for the next stream of this game. Tomorrow, Koga will return with Age of Imprisonment. So he'll see you all then. Have a great night, everybody.